what is the criteria? So like private label, we normally try to aim for a 30%, 40% margin. What it now? How is wholesale different than private label?
Yeah. So 30% margin is definitely, or not margin, but 30% ROI, I should say. So if you're spending $10, you're making $3 on that after your expenses. And so I usually try to shoot for like $3 to $4 profit or more. But I have some that are down to like $1.50. It depends on the product and how easy it's going to be for me to compete and how many sales I'm going to get in the month. So you kind of have to decide if it's worth it, right? So if you're only getting $1 profit and you're selling 100, that's $100. And so is it worth it to make $100 and go through all the work that it takes to keep restocking that product versus maybe something where you're making $10 and selling 20 a month and making $200? So you kind of have to depend. And $200 doesn't sound like a lot, but if you get 10 of those products, now you got $2,000 a month coming in, and you might be able to get 10 of those products from one distributor or a few different distributors. So it just kind of snowballs.
Okay. No, that totally makes sense. So you'll basically filter all your products by ROI and say, hey, I'm going to go for I'm going to cherry pick the top ROI because, the faster, your cash flow won't be as tied up or you'll make more return.
Yeah, exactly. I usually go through the whole list, find all the products that I might want to buy, and then maybe weed out a few of them, but probably make like small test orders of every one, maybe like a dozen or a couple dozen, get them into Amazon, see how they sell, and then I use a software called Restock Pro to do all the tracking of restocking my inventory, what the profitability is, and stuff like that.
Okay. So as we kind of step this model out, so you found a distributor and you look through their catalog, and let's say their catalog had 2,000 products, and you found 13 of them that fit your criteria. What's the next step? You just buy them, and then
yeah. So the first step is to tell the distributor, I think I can sell like this many of all these products per month. What's the best price that you can give me for that kind of sales volume? Keeping in mind that I'm going to order a smaller amount up front and get that best price. Because if you take that spreadsheet and run it, you're probably going to have zero that are profitable at the price that they give you. That's why I said earlier, you have to get a discount. So up front, I'm not even really looking at the ROI. I'm more just looking at the other criteria and then getting the best price and then looking at the ROI, unless it's like negative 50%. But if it's like 0% ROI or higher, then I'm pretty much adding it to my list and contacting the distributor about discounts and stuff.
Okay. So let's say you contact them and they're like, okay, Todd, we think, it's a good fit. We're going to go ahead and give you X amount of discount. And then, so how do you go from there to into Amazon?
Yep. So then it's basically either having them direct ship into Amazon for you, which sometimes you can get them to do it, sometimes you can't, or making the order and having them ship it to your warehouse or your garage if you're working out of your garage, or a prep center. I use a prep center. That way I don't have to deal with all the running a warehouse stuff, and that works fine for me now. I will probably eventually get a warehouse when it really makes sense for me. But right now, so far, a prep center has been fine. So they receive it in, then I make the shipment in Amazon, just like you guys make the shipment to send in your private label stuff. And they slap on any labels that are needed, any bags, bubble wrap, anything that needs to get done, and ship it into Amazon for me, and it goes up for sale.